Hello everybody, and welcome to the beach. I am actually just in my brother's car, my roommate's car, in front of our apartment. There's some kids across the street playing baseball, and I'm just in a bathing suit and pretending to be at the beach. So kick back and relax with me as I answer some of your questions. I have my drink here. Yum. Isn't this the cutest? It's from Dollar Tree. So, let's get started. Okay. So I asked people on my Instagram to ask me some questions, just anything they ever wanted to know, systems and friends, any questions I said went. Thank you for asking questions if you did. No one had any triggering or inappropriate questions, so we appreciate that. I'm not going to answer them in any specific order or stick to a category because I don't want to bore anyone. So I'll just kind of go through like the first ones I got and answer them for you. Okay, so we'll got them here. And yeah, some of them are from Liam because I didn't get as many questions as I wanted. That's okay. Let me know if you have questions. You can comment down below and I'll do like a part 2. Asks, can different alters date different people? That is a really good question. So it's going to depend on the system, from system to system. Everyone has different values and relationships and things they've agreed on with their spouse. So from my system, we have all committed ourselves and our life to Liam. In the first place, we all had to agree on who to marry. So the fact that we were all willing anyway before I was diagnosed with DID, I think it's just really helpful. Like, we all felt really comfortable with Liam. Every part of me felt comfortable. So, yeah, I wouldn't want to date anyone else. But if an alter did, I, would validate them and we would have conversations about it. But I would always stick my ground, and I think a lot of the other system mates would argue they just want to be with Liam. How's your mental health in quarantine? I wish I could say it's really good. This is all I've ever wanted, just a break from reality. And it's nice that it wasn't just me. Like, society kind of stopped in general, so I don't feel like I'm in this alone. So there are good days, but then there are also really bad days. I've noticed the weather really affects me. So today is sunny, so I am in the sun. It's still a little cold, the wind, so I'm in the car. But it's refreshing to have it be sunny. I swear to gosh, like, if it's rainy, even if I haven't looked outside, it's like my body, my mind, my soul knows, and I can't be happy. So on those days that it's been rainy here in the Pacific Northwest, it's very aggravating. Does Liam treat your alters different? Yes, he does treat my alters different. That is the epitome of why I married him. I always knew I had different like moods or states, and I needed someone that didn't think I was clingy or didn't think I was immature. And after my diagnosis, I realized like I needed someone that was willing to raise the littles, our little consciousnesses, as a parent. So I found someone that would also be a really good parent to my future children, but also the children that haunt me. So it's imperative that he treats us different. If we get in arguments, depending on who is out, he will have to speak to them differently. So for example, like the littles, he has to validate a little bit more and understand that it was like usually a mistake. If it's a persecutor or someone he's arguing with, he often has to like tell them to contact Wise Mind or like look at it logically, because they get like emotionally blurred. Yeah, so like for some alters he has to be like a little more strict, and then some alters, if he was strict on, they would be really upset. So he definitely changes his behavior every single day based on the alter, based on the emotion, and based on what actually happened. So it's a tough job, and he does amazing. Does your dog act different around different alters? Yes. It's amazing the transformation our dog has made in 3 years, but specifically the last year. She can sense a panic attack or emotions before I can. She'll come and whimper or come really close and sit right in my face and start licking me. And during, after panic attacks, she's really playful and soft with the littles. And there's a couple alters that, you know, don't want Toke to lick them, so she'll get as close as she can. But if they push her away, she'll like know the boundaries. So that's really, really nice. I think she's an angel. I think she was sent to Liam to save both of us. She used to run away. Oh my gosh, I'll show you guys. It was a few years ago today. She ran away from me. Because if she got loose, she ran. And I was really, really worried because she got onto a busy street. And I thought, okay, like she could either be stolen because she's so cute, or be hit by a car, or, you know, be shot or hurt because people are afraid of pit bulls. So I instantly ran after her, and I was in short shorts and a sweater and rain boots with no pants or socks. I have really thick calves, and the rain boots were like really tight. And I ended up chasing the dog for a little over an hour. And this is what the boots did 2 years ago today. This is what the boots did to me. Oh. The worst blisters I've ever had in my whole life. Oh. So yeah, Toke used to run away, but ever since my diagnosis, like, it's like she knew. She hasn't run away. We can let her off leash as long as, you know, we're not around a ton of other people. She won't run away. And she's been an angel and a godsend. I really love Toke so much. Like, so much. She's been such a help. Do your alters have the same sexuality? It's a hard question because a lot of us are super fluid. It's just an easy way to live. I think it's really natural to be fluid, but yeah, everyone has different preferences. I would say Liam being non-binary is the perfect partner for someone with varying preferences, because he is non-binary, so gender fluid, and you know, identifying as a trans man and then dating a woman. He's sexually fluid, I would argue, so I think our sexualities are fluid. But everyone likes Liam. We all have a sexual attraction for Liam, for sure. Whether it's love or lust, like, we have that for him. But like other people, yeah, have like preferences. There's these people just chilling. What are they doing? Okay, the crazy bikers that were listening to me, you're gonna have to follow me, okay? On YouTube, StrongFamUniDID. Subscribe, like, comment. You don't get this for free. how does DID affect your career as a teacher? How does DID affect my career as a teacher? So overall, DID has made me a lot less confident as an adult. I feel really, really young and really, really invisible. Like, 'cause people don't know. So yeah, it causes me a lot of anxiety. It was horrible to be a student teacher because you're always under guidance of the classroom teacher. I hated it. It was so anxiety inducing. But I'm finally done. I'm done. I did it. I can't believe it. I did it. So how else does it affect my teaching? Just besides like having DID and, you know, the trauma, the flashbacks, and the physical fatigue that come with it. What can be hard is the learning of students who are being traumatized at home, going through it at home. It's heartbreaking. It's the worst part. And it makes me dissociate. It makes me remember bad things that no one should remember. And it makes me really upset that I have students that I can only help, like, so much. So, yeah. Okay. How do you manage DID in teaching? Who is the main front when teaching? So, when I teach, I would say I always front at the beginning of class. It's like very nerve-wracking, as if you're gonna like be presenting or like singing at a concert and there's people watching you. You can't really mess up, and I'm really afraid of messing up. So it'll usually start off as me. I'm just pretty self-aware and good at masking my anxiety about myself, whereas Andrew is bad at masking the anxiety about himself, and Jade is not as good as me. So I can usually start out. I also have like a plan and expectations for the beginning, so like being the host and knowing what day it is as best as I can, and being the one that can be out as much of the day as I can be. It's just best to start off class that way. When I had students at a private school, and I also had students at a really affluent or rich school in Portland, they really didn't make bonds or relationships with me. So I don't feel like my alters would switch out much at these other placements, but my last placement, I like fell in love with my students. I love them so much. And so they would come in and not just talk to me about school, they would talk to me about their lives and their friends and their TikToks. And so depending on if like it was a boy talking about sports, you know, Kyle could come out and be like, you know, that's so cool, keep going. You know, you don't write any of your journals, why don't you write some journals about sports? Like, if you can sit here and have a conversation with me about sports, like, write about sports and get your points. And then Nadia would just, like, be like, oh, like, I love that TikTok. And if the kids, like, were doing the dances, she sometimes did it too, which, I don't know. Like, I feel like some people would think that's unprofessional. But, I mean, when you're doing something every single day, why wouldn't you just have fun with the students? And they don't know I'm switching. Also, I'm really strongly connected to Kyle and Nadia, so when they do front, I can see what's going on, I can monitor, but it's like I get to take a back seat to teaching and like get off my feet and just kind of monitor. And that's when the kids make real relationships. And whether I knew they were alters or not, that would have happened in the first place. That's why I became a teacher, because I enjoy hanging out with kids. They are funny, they are creative, they are smart, they are so pure and loving. I just love them. So yeah, I do switch, but it's usually co-con. I have negatively switched too, which are a lot harder to control, and I've had students stare at me while I dissociate and like try to scream at whoever's fronting to like let me back out, or like focus, or forget what they're thinking about or something. It's really hard, but I'm like piercing my hands so tight thinking about it. But it should be over now that I'm not co-teaching anymore. Yeah, so if I switch during class, how do I manage it? Usually I let the alters switch out because, like, they came out, like, a lot of my alters are very impulsive. So, like, they're only going to be out for a few minutes anyway. It takes a lot of energy and concentration for us to be, like, out without the others. We're co-con most of the time. So if a trauma holder does come out, like let's say I get really triggered, or Andrew, gets triggered, or Ange, or really if Jade gets mad, then yeah, they can trigger out. I've yelled at a kid a few times, which was Jade, and I felt really bad, and I apologized, and like I said, I've been dissociated a few times, and it was never when it was my turn to teach. It was always when the other teacher was teaching. So I just like breathed and let myself come out of it. Didn't judge myself. I wasn't too hard on myself. Like, this is happening in front of students. Like, no one knew what was happening. Probably just thought I was daydreaming. Do your students know about your system? If not, are you at all concerned about them finding out? I don't think my students know about my system at all, and I'm not concerned about them finding out. My channel is age restricted, so they'd have to do a lot of searching, and they don't know our system name. If they did find it, I wouldn't be concerned either, because I don't think there's anything wrong with having DID. I would always argue that I'm just as valid as being a teacher. I would always stand up for myself, and if I lost a job, I would try again. If I lost my license, I would take a different job. I will never hide myself, but I don't really think it's important for my students to know about my system, because DID is not dangerous. It's none of their business. And other teachers with depression, anxiety, bipolar, they don't share their lives. So I'm entitled to share as much as I want and as much as I think is appropriate. So, like, there's jokes that go around Twitter all day about, like I have different personalities based on your outfit or music choice. So, like, I might joke around like that someday. Like, oh, Miss Strong, you look like an e-girl. I'm like, oh, well, that's my Friday personality. But I don't think it's important for them to know the ins and outs of exactly what I have. I think people will just see that I'm a very complex human being, that all these parts are me, and that they're lucky to see all of these different fun parts. Okay, let's see. Did Liam know you had DID before you got married? No. I didn't even know before we got married. We got married in January, and we did not get diagnosed until May of last year. So it was a few months before. However, he knew that some crap was going down. He, like, from day one, I told him about the childhood trauma. Well, we went to high school together, so he knew. But, like, I told him how deeply ingrained it was in me, how deeply it affected my last interpersonal relationship, and the fact that I thought maybe I had borderline, which eventually, when things got bad, the honeymoon phase ended, and the borderline symptoms came, I decided, I have to go to therapy for this. I'm not going to ruin a relationship with the man of my dreams. So, I got my diagnosis borderline, diagnosis DID, depression, anxiety, whatever. And maybe we can ask him later if it would have changed his idea to marry me, but I don't think so. I mean, did he know? Probably. I called him Mama, especially because this is before he transitioned, so he was going by she, her, and had a feminine voice and was a little bit more emotional, so it seemed like a mother figure. I did that to my ex too. Okay, is Kyle gay for Liam? Yeah. Kyle did not know he was gay. I mean, I don't think he's, well, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but yeah, he's gay for Liam. I don't know, like, he definitely doesn't like any other guys, that's for sure. But gay for Liam, 100%. Kyle actually just popped the question to Liam. He asked him to marry him, so he's super gay and super in love. Maybe I'll, like, later when I talk to Liam, let Kyle come out. How is your relationship so successful with DID? It's all about realizing that everyone's doing the best that they can. Everyone can do better. And no matter what is wrong with you, no matter what you're suffering from, it is your responsibility and only your responsibility to heal or ask for help that you need to heal. And both Liam and I stand by that and live by that. And those are the strongest values. When you can connect with someone on your core basic values, then I think that's your perfect partner, especially if you're best friends too. How are you handling the COVID-19 outbreak with your alters? This is just something we've asked for. We really, really wanted to be home. So even though it's been hard, like, look at me, I'm making this video, I have my drink, I got to do my hair and makeup today, so I'm doing okay. It's just when you're depressed, and I think I have, like, a sickness, in my body. Like, it just feels like you're dying every day, so it can be hard to be alive. But, like, I'm still here, still shining, still making content. Like, subscribe, comment. I want to do a part 2. I want juicier questions. Okay, anyway, sorry. Taking over. Someone says they're interested in what alters have relationships with Liam. So, Claire and Liam's relationship is very wife-husband. So Claire and Liam are very, like, wife-husband. Me and Liam are very wife-husband, and very caring and trying to do stuff for him, and same with him, with me, we're very romantic. And then Nadia and Liam like to party a little bit more, be more active. And Kyle and Liam are, like, best friends. They get into these deep conversations, and it makes me so happy that Kyle finally asked him to, like, marry him, because they've been dating, like, unofficially for a while. And Liam's proposed to me and Nadia and Jade, so it's finally one of our turn, which is so nice. The rest of us, like, see him as a dad, honestly. It's kind of sad. I'm always like, do you wish that you only had a wife? And he's like, no, not at all. I love being a caretaker. Alright, and I think there's one more. Who do you think me and other friends interacted with most? Haley. I think Nadia hosted for a lot of college. I always felt like I was wearing like an Energizer bunny mask that I had to like keep up. So I'd say a lot of my friends were friends with Nadia. And then they'd always like ask me to go out and then not understand why. I'd be like, sure. And then like later that night, like not even remember or care or want to go out because I switch. I had no idea. And all my cheer friends hated me because I would always be like, yeah, go out. And then I didn't. Sorry. Did Nadia always cheer or did Claire cheer too? Claire cheered every year until probably when her and Jordan broke up. So her senior year, yeah, Claire cheered. And then Nadia cheered like the last couple months, but Nadia would like cheer maybe at games for like smiling reasons or energy reasons, but no, Claire was at practice, Claire was dedicated, Claire was in love. Like, yeah, it was Claire. Are there any signs that you had DID as a kid and teenager? So many. Oh my gosh. I want to make a part 2. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to make a part 2. So, ask more questions, please. If you want about my childhood, I'm going to answer about, I'm going to compile a list of, things, you know? Okay. See you in part 2.